Hey, how you doing, everybody? My name's Anthony, and welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch. Just finished up Molly's whatever story it is in her imagination. She just became somewhat a weird tentacle monster, devoured a couple people, and now we're here. So I think we just have to leave this room. Apparently not. Maybe out the window, because that's where Molly traveled. Yeah, here we go. Edith, I don't think you're as agile as Molly the cat was. Yeah, you take the simple route of walking on the lattice.
But my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
I mean, if I was ever killed by a dragon in any capacity, I'd want it that way as well.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire. Is that the forest fire that killed her?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Well, it looks like Edie likes to have fun. Unlike my mother. My mother, always shutting down all the fun people wanting to have. Locking the doors.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Wonder if Edie or Sven was the painter.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Edie's a painter. Pretty good one, too.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin Finch. Must be her son or something, maybe?
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Like, goes back centuries.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house.
He sailed his house?
The curse behind.
Well, if he brought his house, then he probably didn't leave the curse behind.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Well, what was he thinking sailing his house
Odin's
across the ocean?
Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, ORCAS Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Something they would add on to for decades.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
I like going through pictures like this, it's cool. Huh, and that's it. Nice little family history.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Seems like the mother spent her life trying to protect that as a lot of carpet. Seems like the mother might have been wanting to...
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, I guess. So I think the mother was the way that she was, just to protect her family against the curse as much as she could. By just shutting them in all of their rooms. Being very overprotective.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
What's the secret?
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. I thought it was actually showing me where it was in the bathroom.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
He's got a nice development room. Oh, going into a space room. Whose kid was this? Fort Calvin. Got a soldier and an astronaut on our hands.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin, 1950, 1961. Wow, died when he was 11. I mean, I guess if this room was left like this.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
He already has a broken leg. What more can happen? Why am I swinging sideways? I need to use
My brother
both
said
sticks.
he'd die
Okay.
before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
And he did?
At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I don't think this is the best spot for a swing. Directly over the cliff. I think you're just asking for death at this point.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
He was gonna fly.
I told him going around was impossible.
Oh, going around the... Okay.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
You took it personally.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
I'm trying to swing around the tree.
Picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
The scene is making me very nervous. Well, here we go.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
His bravery, or I don't know. What do you want to remember? He is almost going straight 90 degrees in the air. Oh, I did it! Yeah! Multiple times over.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
He did. Calvin flew that day. And then it was the last thing that he ever did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I like the visual storytelling here. I like when games do this. All the little things make these types of games a lot better. Oh, here we go. What is this? Unlock a secret passage? Yep, I would say so. Oh no, it just unlocks a book. That also unlocks a secret passage. This house is complicated. Well then, Sven, you're pretty creative, I'll give you that.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Should I go here or go here? I'm gonna go this way. That gorilla scared me. Or it was Bigfoot, judging by this poster.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Apparently she was. Unless this movie was terrible. I mean, she won awards for it, so it couldn't have been that bad.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Happy birthday, would she die on her birthday? Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
They wrote stories about her death. How old was she, like 10?
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
This seems kind of in poor taste of writing a comic book about a child's
Barbara
death.
was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. Has been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Was it, though?
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
What was that?
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
That was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
How did this lead to her death?
I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing ORCAS Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
How does the author of this comic book know this?
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him.
Did she just get killed by burglars?
She reached for the music box.
Am I playing as Barbara right now? Oh, I'm playing as Barbara in the comic book. That's cool. Spin it.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Barbara, don't do it. The Michael Myers music. That's funny.
Rick?
That's cool. I like that.
Are you okay?
She found Rick's crutch.
He's not going to be okay if you're hearing this music.
The worst.
To be honest with you, if I'm going to get stabbed to death, this is the song that I'd want to get stabbed to death to. Oh my god. No wonder the music is playing.
The infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Jesus. Sounds like a nice guy. Sven, what kind of things are you making in here? Hello? Is the Hookman killer in here?
The old fridge rattled.
Possibly.
Grew still.
I can't remember your name, but is this my boyfriend? If it is, you're getting beat with your own crutch.
Oh dear!
Bitch!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Now look at you, you have a broken
I'm not
nose.
scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him
Doesn't
out,
want to hear it.
but she kept a little something to remember him by.
His
Barb.
crutch.
Have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when
Why?
she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
The Hookman kill is up there.
Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
And here's the music again. Walter, don't be scaring me now. I threw Rick out of the house, I will throw you out too.
Walter, are you there?
Walter, are you still alive?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
ORCAS Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara.
Barbara turned, saw the bookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Oh, nice kick. There you go.
And really he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, I just gotta leave.
There's gotta be another way out of
Where
here.
is the kid? Walter. There you go, Barbara.
Right. She played her part beautifully.
I don't think it was much of a part. Molly, you in here or are you dead at this time? I'm pretty sure she's dead at this point. Do I have to go this way? I do. Don't open the door. Barbara, this is the worst thing you could do. Alright, hit him. Sneak attack. Bah! You should hit him a lot more times than that. Okay, goodbye. There you go. Nice.
But
Problem
she
solved.
sensed the story might not be over yet.
Never is. I'm gonna go downstairs and he's gonna be gone. What'd I tell ya?
The hookman
About to get stabbed in the back.
vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Who's at the door? Was it you, Walter? Or is it the Hookman making a loop around just for a surprise attack?
At the door, she heard whispering.
Must be the rest of the gang.
It was coming from inside the house.
Or you should probably leave the house then. Whoa.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, that's your reaction? Okay. What is happening?
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara,
I don't think I would like that.
dream come Then she saw what kind of monsters they were,
Yep.
and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
They ate her?
Her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
There's so many plot twists to this story.
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately,
Yeah, so did they.
So did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard.
Well, I'm sure.
That's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
I'm not sure I believe that one. But I do believe the Hook Man came after her. And succeeded.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Alright, that was a hell of a story right there. That's gonna do it for this episode of What Remains of Edith Finch, and went through Barbara's story, and went through Calvin's story, and found out how they died. And the next episode, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll go down to the basement, I'm sure, get the key, go down to the basement, then I'll probably find out how Sven died. So for now, arrivederci.